Hey, everybody, welcome back to the BH Sales Kennel Kelp Holistic Healing Hour with your host and moderator, me, Grandpa Bill. Some of you via invitation, where applicable, my two church mice, Peter and Paul, each and every day. We continue to grow exponentially with your help in tandem with great guests like Tim Doyle, who's going to speak here in just a second. Wanted to allude to continue paying it forward, please. And this is my YouTube offering, or will be when this is all said and done. It'll be featured there as well. Bill Holt at 8792. Like us, share us, give us a thumbs up, and more importantly, do subscribe where you're comfortable in doing so. We grow together one star seed at a time. Tim and I joke. Take it away, my friend Tim, and welcome back.
Well, Bill, thank you for the invitation. I'm always pleased to meet with you. When we're allowed to meet, it seems like the universe sometimes, Bill, doesn't want us to get together.
It's a crazy thing up in the sky. You and I have talked about this so much, and we'll talk about it again for sure. Here we are, so let's get this show on the road, and thank you so much, Tim. Take it away, please.
All right, Bill, what would you like to talk about tonight?
How about the planets, if you want to segue into that now quickly, because you haven't probably even had time yourself at time of this taping. I did do a really last-minute kind of overview of what I anticipated we would talk about today, and I went right to Tim's website, The Path to Oneness, and I went right to the Constellations page, and that's what I recanted in that prelude, and I said, I think we might go on this theme, but wherever we go, I'll follow Tim's lead. So if that makes any sense, Tim, that's what I've done to this juncture.
Okay. Well, a lot of people don't realize what constellations are. Constellations are a group of stars, and each constellation has a characteristics. Now, some of the constellations are your sun sign. So, for example, I'm a Virgo because I was born in the month of September, and so the constellation Virgo has the characteristics of being perfect, detail-oriented, and so forth, which I am. I'm detail-oriented, perfect. I won't. Well, I will say that I try to be perfect in what I do. Cleanliness is one of my characteristics and characteristics of a Virgo. So to that extent, that's basically what it does. When I was born under that constellation, those characteristics are embedded in me, and it's my pattern of how I express myself and through my life experiences. And it's another thing, because we are souls created in the image and likeness of God, all our thoughts, words, and expressions have to be, well, they don't have to be, they must be in a conscious awareness of expressing ourselves in love and compassion in everything we do. So as I go about my daily business, I'm well aware of, I like a clean kitchen, I like a clean bathroom, my chores, I take care of my chores. If I help someone, like you, Bill, I'm not helping you, but if I have a relationship with you, I want to make sure that I have a perfect relationship with you, and that we do what's good for you and your audience, and for my audience and our relationship. So each constellation has these characteristics. So it's very important for individuals to know what the characteristics of their sun sign is. Now, Bill, what's your sun sign, Bill?
Well, I'm a Pisces, so help me out. I forget, but help me out on my Pisces. Actually, while you're helping me out, just a quick point for my audience. I also talked about Tim's numerology and astrological report, and shame on me for not remembering it because I just read it over this weekend. But I am a Pisces, if that helps you on the immediacy.
Well,
March 2nd, 1954, if that does anything for you.
No, it's funny. All I know, see, I don't deal too much with Pisces, except I know that it's a water sign,
For sure.
and
For sure.
and they're emotional. Uh,
Tim, continue. I'm sorry to interrupt, but continue because I think I got something that I can retrieve to answer your
okay,
question. So you continue, and I am here, but I'll be right back with that answer. I'm here.
go
So
ahead,
continue.
Bill. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah. Continue. Let me see if I can. I think I can answer that right now, but maybe not. I'm actually going to look at my prenatal chart if it'll be cooperative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, there's 12 constellations relating to a soul being the sun signs, and they're breaking down. There's 4 fire signs, 4 water signs, 4 neutral signs, and for example, Virgo is neutral. The fire signs are Sagittarius, Gemini. No, I don't think it's Gemini. It's Aries and June. I forget what the sun signs are. But if your sun sign is a fire sign, that means you have a lot of energy in your sign. You have a lot of energy, huh, Bill?
I do. And real quickly, and we can elaborate on this later because this is kind of a different chart with no aspersions on anybody's chart. But really quickly, what I can tell you, and bear with the old man's eyes, it just says sun sign Pisces, but I think that's meaning, what my sun sign is as a Pisces. Real quickly, it does say that I'm ascendant Virgo. So continue if that means anything at this juncture.
Yeah. Bill, go in and are you looking at your astrology report?
The one that you generated for me?
Yeah.
I can call that up. So again, you guys all know I'm slow with my hands. Go ahead, Tim, take it away. When I got it, I'll give you the high sign, and I'm gonna go retrieve it right now.
Well, all right, Bill. So when you pull up your astrology report, scroll down to your sun sign, where
Okay.
it will tell you the characteristics of a Pisces. Okay.
Okay.
And
And
then
again, I'm sorry, I'm notoriously slow. I'll just tap my shoulder when I'm there with it. But continue. I'm gonna retrieve it.
Bill, you don't have to tap your shoulder. Just interrupt. All right.
Okay.
We're
Okay,
just,
great.
we're just having a conversation, Bill.
We are.
So, anyways,
It reminds me. Okay,
go
I'm sorry. Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. We're gonna do the old comedy routine. No, you go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
In your astrology, you have 12 houses, and your first house is your personality. Your second house is your money. Your third house is communications. Your fourth house is family. Your fifth house is romance. Your sixth house is health. Your seventh house is partnership. Eighth house is other people's money. Ninth house is travel. 10th house is career. 11th house is your social life. And your 12th house is your secrets. Not actually your secrets, but what you don't like to reveal. So where your sun sign can be in any one of those 12 houses, which will highlight the characteristics. For example, my Virgo, I believe, is in my 12th house. My son's my 12th house of secrets. So I don't really reveal everything I do. I keep it private. I'm a private person. So that's why my sun is in the 12th house, because it's not revealing anything. I don't reveal things only because I'm just a private person. Why? Maybe it's because my son's in the 12th house. But now, even though your constellation's in one of these houses, my sun in the 12th house is my constellation Virgo, each planet has, we have 9 planets in our solar system, and these 9 planets will be in any one of those 12 houses. So, for example, we've got Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun, and that is the planet of communications. And the next planet is Venus, the planet of love. And then the next planet is Earth. And the fourth planet is Mars. Mars is I won't say a warrior planet, but it's an energy planet. The fifth planet is Saturn. It's Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet, and it's the gift bearer. It brings you gifts. So wherever that Jupiter is in one of those 12 houses, it will bring good fortune to you. So for example, if you have Jupiter in your fifth house, which is your house of romance, it gives you good romantic relationships with friends and so forth. Very successful, especially if you have Venus there in your fifth house also. Your sixth house, again, is your health. Let's go. We went after Jupiter is Saturn. Now, Saturn is the planet of discipline. So wherever Saturn is in your astrology chart, that's where it disciplines you, where you have to really be conscientious of what you're doing. Saturn will discipline you. After Saturn it's either Neptune or Uranus. Probably it's Uranus. And Uranus is the planet of surprises. So if you have Uranus in your fifth house, you could have surprises in your relationships. Good surprises or not so good surprises, depending on how other planets interact with your fifth house. Then Neptune is the next planet, and Neptune is the spiritual planet. Wherever you have Neptune in, it means that you're more spiritually conscious about angels, tarot cards, astrology. You want to do good things for other people. You want to be loving, compassionate. So if you have, let's say Neptune in your seventh house, which is partnership, you would have a spiritual relationship with your partner. Then the next planet, Pluto. Pluto is a powerhouse. Wherever Pluto is, it brings in powerful transformation into your life. So if you have Pluto in your first house, it is going to transform you very powerfully throughout your existence, your life's existence. So now I am not an astrologer, but I've done enough charts with people, and I started off with astrology with my boys 40 years ago when my boys were little. I had 4 boys, and when they were little and they were all different, I wanted to understand, being a Virgo, I wanted to understand why they were different and so forth. So I started getting into astrology and numerology. And it's fascinating that if a couple is thinking about getting married, I highly recommend, or even if you're dating, I highly recommend getting an astrology and a numerology report, because in 2 seconds I can look at a report and the report will tell you it's not a good relationship. You can be dating someone for 6 months and find out what an astrology or a numerology report will tell you in 30 minutes. So now why? Those are the constellations and those are the planets. So Bill, why do souls come to Earth? And what happens is Earth is a spiritual training school. And throughout the different lives of a soul in the Milky Way galaxy, and that's where our solar system is, one of the stars in the Milky Way galaxies, and that's where the constellations are. They're in the Milky Way galaxy. But prior to coming to Earth, a soul will incarnate through many of these constellations. And it's, for example, the constellation of Virgo, the soul is learning perfection and cleanliness and so forth as they incarnate into that constellation. And there could be many stars in those constellations where the soul just goes through each one of those stars within that constellation. So there's a billion of stars. I think there's over 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy. So the soul will go through many of these solar systems and constellations before they come to Earth. And they go through those constellations. Each constellation has a characteristics that the soul has to master. But yet again, they have to keep mastering these characteristics before they can go and finalize become a true ascended master. Now, as the Catholic Church will point out, that Jesus Christ is the only Son of God. This is not true. All right, we're all sons of God. God created us all in His image. So how can we all be created in the image and likeness of God and not be gods? We are gods. But what we're learning to do is we're learning to master those characteristics here on Earth. So we've been exposed to all these characteristics in the other constellations, but in those constellations, we just keep reincarnating. This is Earth is a spiritual training school, so that when the soul comes here, he has to master and discipline each of his God-embedded characteristics. And when a soul is created in the image and likeness of God, the characteristics within God are in their raw form. So that's why a person has anger or other, they're fearful or other characteristics that they haven't mastered, because those raw emotions need to be mastered through life experiences. The soul, emotions take over a body. The soul doesn't just say, I'm angry, and gets mad. No, it's an emotion that is the soul does not have control over, and the soul doesn't know when the emotions are activated. Is he going to steal? Is he going to hit someone? Is he going to kill him? Is he going to strangle him? Because the energy has control over the soul. So through life experiences, the soul has to master and discipline all these God characteristics. Now, what happens is, in each carnation, all his thoughts, his words, his actions goes into the body. All right? And at the time of death, all those thoughts, words, and deeds, the wisdom goes into the body, and then when the body dies, it gets transferred into the light body. So in each carnation, the soul is building up and perfecting his light body. And when a soul incarnates, he brings everything from his previous life into the current life. And so the soul has to go through and continue to master all his uncontrollable emotions and characteristics that he hasn't mastered. And if he offends someone, and if you abuse another soul, you don't commit a sin. The universal law of cause and effect will create a life experience for you. For example, Bill, if I steal from you, which is I abused your free will, someone will steal from me. So if I hurt someone will hurt me. Well, all those abusiveness that I create in a carnation goes into my body, and then I transfer it over into my light body. And then when I come into my next life, everything I've done in my previous life comes in to my new life. So what happens is eventually the soul is refining his light body, like Jesus did. Now, Jesus refined his light body where he disciplined all the God-embodied emotions. He mastered them. And when you discipline and master these embedded characteristics, you vibrate at a higher frequency. And when you vibrate at a higher frequency, you then can leave this spiritual training school, and which Jesus did. His body vibrated at another frequency, so he went from a fifth dimension being, or a third dimension being at that time, into maybe a seventh dimension being, where his light body took him to the next level of spiritual soul development. So that's what we're all working on. We're working on perfecting and disciplining the emotions, characteristics that are embedded in us at the time of creation. Now, all of the animals in the universe go through the same thing. When a eagle egg is hatched, the bird comes out and he has to break out of the shell. He has to learn how to eat. He has to learn how to fly. He has to learn how to crawl. He has to learn. The parent is right there to teach the little baby eagle how to become a big eagle, a grown eagle. Well, this is what this Earth Spiritual Training School is doing for each of us. It's training us to be a co-creator God. That is our destiny. And the reason why we can't remember what we've done from carnation to carnation is because it's not what role we play, it's how we play the role. What we learn in each carnation is wisdom. And so that's why some souls born now, they just know right from wrong. And they're working on certain aspects of the God characteristics within them to master them, to go to vibrate at a higher frequency. Now, if a soul embraces who they are, a soul created in the image and likeness of God, and they know they're a co-created God, and they own that, the universe will embrace that soul, and it will assist the soul in bringing their dreams and desires into manifestation sooner, because the universe knows that the soul is aware of who they are. Now, I've got so many thoughts running through my mind, Bill. So let me see. I missed a thought there. Let me see if it comes back to me. So a soul. Okay, Bill, you're going to have to give me another idea where to go from here. I don't know if I completed that or not.
If you'd like, and I know you're on a time frame and what have you, if you'd like, I can call up my report, and if you want, we can walk through it. You can go there and we can end the show on that. Or do you want to do that at another time? Everybody, don't forget Tim's on a 12-hour difference of time on schedule, of course, across the Great Pond. So whatever you want to do for however long or short you want to do it on this session, Tim.
I'm trying to bring back if there was another point that my teachers. I'm a student of the.
I'll be quiet for a minute, and whichever way you go, I'll follow. Seriously, I'll follow.
Let me just say that I'm a student of the Golden Ones, and everything that on the website is all channeled by the Golden Ones. The Golden Ones are co-creator gods, and they literally visited me in 1983 in a meditation when I came home from school, or I came home from work, and I sat down for 5 minutes at 3:30 in the afternoon. When I closed my eyes, a golden light being appeared to me in my mind's eye, and I didn't know they were the Golden Ones at the time. I wasn't told who they were until 2012, when a group of them joined me. So what they do, Bill, is they channel their teachings through me, and everything written on the website is their teachings. And all I do is Universal Mind will create an experience, a life experience for me to validate what they teach me. So if I'm going through and doing something in life, and I don't know why I'm doing it, I'm later told why it's happening to me. One example is, I'll give you a quick example, is back in 1990, I never believed in soul attachments. And so I'm taking a walk one day. I was taking my walk at 3 o'clock in the morning, and in the dark, in the country, no street lights, pitch black country road, which I was been doing for like 10 years. And all of a sudden, I felt like someone was right behind me. And of course, I didn't hear anything. I just had this strange feeling someone standing behind me. So I had to turn around. The feeling was so strong, Bill, I had to turn around and look. Of course, nobody was there. So I just kept walking. I came back home. This was a Sunday morning. Came back home, and the next night, my boys were getting ready to bed, and my wife came in and she says, I think we need to talk to the little one. I says, why? She says, well, whenever he goes into the bathroom and he looks in the mirror, he thinks he's going to see someone standing behind him. Now, my son at the time was only 9 years old. So as soon as she told me that, I says, uh-oh, I know what happened. So I says, get my son. Let's go up into the green room. I had a meditation room where I did meditation classes. So I sat my son down and I says, listen, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I'm going to say a prayer because I knew he had an attachment. And I didn't believe in attachments, but this is how they teach me. I had to experience this, Bill, so that I knew that attachments were real and that they gave me a tool for it. And so I did the prayer of protection. And so I said the prayer. I says, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but just let me know. So I said the prayer. It only takes 2 seconds to say the prayer. No, well, actually it takes 15, 30 seconds. So when I finished the prayer, he says, it's gone. I says, what do you mean it's gone? He says, well, as you were saying the prayer, I could feel this spiraling energy going out of my head. He says, so I know it's gone. I says, okay. He says, can I go to bed? I says, yeah, go to bed. So what they did is they told me that there are soul attachments. This prayer will help you, and it will also protect you against negative energies. And then they later told me that how souls become trapped souls is that at the time of death, Earth is a spiritual training school, and at the time of death, a soul does not have to go on to the next level of soul development. They can stay behind. So, for an example, a husband may not want to leave his wife at the time of death. So he doesn't go on, and then when she dies, she goes on, and he becomes trapped here on Earth. And for these trapped souls to go on, someone has to create a gateway for them. And what they showed me is this prayer of protection will create a gateway for souls. So I tell people, if you think someone's standing behind you, or if you look in the mirror and you think you're going to see someone, say the prayer of protection. It's to assist the soul to go to the next level of soul development. Now, I teach English here in China, and I'll talk to my students. Part of my responsibility is to teach English, but to have my students speak English back to me. So I'll ask them many questions so I can correct the pronunciation and see if their comprehension is correct and so forth. And so they'll tell me, a couple of them have told me that they feel someone standing behind them. And so I'll do the prayer of protection with them. Or if they're having bad dreams, I teach them about saying a prayer to their guardian angel at nighttime. If you say a prayer when you're laying in bed, if you're having bad dreams, you're laying in bed before you go to sleep, just say, angels, please let me have a loving dream, a harmonious dream. And this is what I do. I ask them for a harmonious dream when I go to sleep. And I don't have any negative dreams or scary dreams or anything like that. I used to, until I started this habit about asking my guardian angels to give me a harmonious dream. Plus, your angels will talk to you by giving you a number in your dream. So let's say you're having a dream and you get a number that you go to the gas station and it costs you $8.42. Look up that 842. There's a website called Angel Numbers. Look up what 842 means, and that's how your angels communicate with you by giving you a number in your dream state. So that's what I have to do. That's how they teach me to validate things about trap souls, prayer protections. So I know the tools that are on the website work because I had to experience them all. And even everything about the Ascension Master Program was taught to me back in 1984 when I was being certified for a metaphysical ordained minister. They had to teach me how to do the Ascension Master Program and so forth. So I know it works. I know the prayer to remove emotional parasites work. I do that. I've been doing that for over 13 years now since being taught by my teachers and so forth. So what about, did you find your astrology report, Bill?
I did. You want to give that a whirl around the block?
Yeah, well, just go down to your sun sign, and
Okay.
it will tell you what your characteristics are.
Okay, and again, hang on just a second. So continue on a point, and I will be right with you. I promise, everybody. I promise.
So the astrology and numerology reports on the website, I charge a small fee because it takes me time to prepare the reports, but all the other tools are free. My teachers, we don't charge things for spiritual work. Everything's free. There's a price there. If you want to give a price, you can. You don't have to. You can donate, but we do charge for the numerology and astrology report because it's something I actually have to take time and do. And it's, I think, a $13 charge, and 13 because it's a spiritual number. 13 is a lucky number. So we charge, we picked out a 13 number for the reports. And the reports are 30 pages long. I mean, they're detailed reports. They're very detailed reports.
Very detailed. Very detailed. So
And
if you're ready, I'm sorry. If
no,
you're ready,
go ahead, Bill.
And I think I'm in one of the four that it entails. So the one that I'm in, and it's okay, is entitled Astrology, and I think it's geared towards career. But here's what it says verbatim, and bear with me just for a couple seconds here. Sun in Pisces is showing, my fishes that I am, of course. And I'm just going to read a couple verbatim. So, Sun in Pisces, the sun symbolizes our core identity and basic life energy. For us to feel authentic, our careers, this one is geared towards careers, must allow for expression of our sun sign's creativity. So, Pisces, I'm going to try to see if it tells, and of course, it snapped off. Let's do this to be continued, Tim, because the camera, and you know about our camera issues. I don't want to get into a big dither on the cameras. What I did do, for everybody's sake, and some of you guys and gals know this, I did do this at my Prelude show. I've done it a couple of times. Tim has been with me, believe it or not, through all of it, all humor aside. He has been with me quite a few times, and we have encompassed quite a few of these subjects, including what he just alluded to in 1990, his walk in the country. We've talked about Lucifer. I'm blessed to be a member of the program. I've personally done the Ascension program 2 lunar cycles myself, not the most very recent one, if that makes sense, but the 2 previous to that. So I've done them myself, and they definitely work. The 150 videos, I mean, that alone, if you price the minimum at $1.50, there's $150 right there.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Bill, you're talking about the membership program, and let me just say that we do charge for the membership program. The membership program is $99 a year, and why we have the membership program is because some of the teachings of the Golden Ones go against the science and medical and spirit and religious communities, and so they're edited on YouTube. YouTube won't allow those teachings, those videos to be shown. So to get around it, we do these lengthy videos and we put them up under the membership program, and we put them out once on the new moon and the full moon. So twice. And this year, there's 25 teaching lessons that are out there that will come up when the full moon comes up or the new moon. I think the new moon is July the 6th is the new moon for July, and so we send out a new teachings, and so you get 25 teachings, and then you have access to all the MP3s that are on the website and so forth. And there's a couple, I think, 150 to 200 MP3s that you have access to. And we did this so you could download these MP3s. And if you're driving in your car, or if you're jogging, or if you're laying in bed, you can listen to these MP3s. We took all the videos that are on YouTube and we converted them to MP3s so that you can listen to them. And just, we encourage you to we're not looking for followers. We're looking to empower each person to become aware of the co-creator God within them. Each one of us is a co-creator God. We're not looking for followers. We don't want anyone to follow us. All we want to do is to empower each person to come into the God being they are. Oh, Bill, I just remembered what it was. The thought that escaped me before is that when you start disciplining and mastering your God characteristics, you don't have to die anymore. You don't. There's no reason. When you are consciously aware of your thoughts, word, and deed, and if you're loving and compassionate every moment, there's no reason to die. We're in the golden age now that started at 21 December 2012, and the only reason why you die is if you're not vibrating in the fifth dimension frequency that occurred on 21 December 2012, and which is the frequency of love and compassion. So if you are in your ego, selfish mode, then you will have to be corrected. And how you get corrected is you die, you transition back to this earth, and you'll come under parents that will discipline you or guide you and so forth. So, but you don't have to die. If you're in a loving and take responsibility for yourself, discipline your emotions and master your emotions and express love, compassion, and in all your thoughts, words, and deeds, there's no need to go through the birth, death, rebirth cycle. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. I don't know what's going to happen, but you don't have to do it. This is what my teachers tell me. Now, many, many years ago, and I'll share this, Bill, my teachers told me I would never die. Okay. Now,
you've said that here before, but say it again. Continue.
Bill, they told me this back in maybe 1989, 35 years ago. I was just standing outside looking at nature. I was on my way to church, to the metaphysical center, and I was looking at the trees and how going through reincarnation, how the trees die, and the tree doesn't die, but the leaves die, and they go through a cycle. And they told me that I don't have to do that anymore. Now, that was 30-something years ago, and I just kind of thought, well, maybe they just meant my spirit will never die. But now, Bill, over 30 years and what they've taught me, I really believe that there's no reason for me to die. If anything happens to me, I just know, okay, what is it that you're teaching me this time? And so I go through many physical things here, but there's always a lesson I'm learning so I can help someone else with their situation and so forth. So think about disciplining your thoughts, your words and deeds, be loving in every moment, and there's no need to die. No need to die. And so I encourage everyone to embrace who they are. They're co-creator gods, created in the image and likeness of God. What offspring in nature what animal or life in nature has an offspring that is not exactly like their parent? There isn't any. I mean, when an elephant has an offspring, it's an elephant. If an eagle has an offspring, it's an eagle. So here we are, the offsprings of God. So what are we? We're gods. We're co-creator gods.
Absolutely. So, Tim, I think that's maybe a great place to end it on this show. And the good Lord willing and the creek don't rise, all humor aside, we'll be back on course. I feel as though we've got all this other craziness behind us. Because Tim and I, that's our plan. Each in kind of sort of in the middle based on schedule and availability, but it's basically just about, when it goes according to Doyle, in the middle of the 2 lunar cycles as they progress out through the rest of the year. And Tim and I will continue that. And he just told you he's going to be around forever. And guess what? So am I. So
exactly.
We'll be here for a really long time. So I hope you guys will be here with us. And Tim, any last word before I say bye-bye?
Now, Bill, I just wish everyone to just embrace who they are. And when you embrace that you're a co-creator God here on earth, the universe will embrace you and your dreams. Part of the creation process is when you have ready to have a dream or a desire, if you know that you're a co-creator God and you know you deserve this and your intention is not selfish, the universe will give it to you. Now, if you think you don't deserve it, you're not going to get it, because what God does not deserve what it deserves and what it's going to manifest. God said, "Let there be light." He didn't say, "Let there maybe be light," or "I hope there's going to be light." He said, "Let there be light." So let your dreams and desire manifest and allow the universal to bring your dreams and desires into manifestations. Okay, Bill.
Namaste, my friend. Everybody, see you same time, same station tomorrow. Continue paying it forward. It's so powerful when you do that. It's immense of putting the message out. It really, really is. Peace, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you, Tim.
Namaste.
May God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Visit us at www.thepathtooneness.com. Join the membership program for all the latest teachings from the Golden Ones. Visit us on Facebook and LinkedIn at thepathtooneness.com.